Do you need help with your fantasy team? Are you struggling with who to pick, Dion Lewis or Rashad Jennings? Well, you're in luck. Not Andrew Luck, but this is the podcast for you. And this podcast is
the Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips Podcast. And I'm your host, Tyler Belosky, and let me introduce to you today our co-host. He'd rather pull weeds than do mock drafts. I give you Eli Belosky.
Wait, who are you talking about?
You like to pull weeds out of the garden, don't you?
No, I don't. You must be thinking of another Eli.
Oh, so you'd rather do mock drafts?
Sure.
Well, that's good.
Tonight we're doing one.
We're going to be doing a mock draft tonight for the podcast. What we're going to be doing is we're going to go through a mock draft on draftwizards.com, and we're just going to fly through that real quick. The thing about Draft Wizards I like is that you can do a mock draft in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's all computer-based. That you don't get that human element, which is kind of good, but kind of bad, depending on if you like to see someone take a kicker in the 9th round or normally the last round. But before we get to the mock draft, let's go over the news and notes for the week. There are no more news and notes. There's nothing really to report.
No.
Andrew Luck signed a big contract. Doug Baldwin signed a big contract, but that's about it. That's all we have. Nothing really on the news front. So we're going to get into the mock draft. What we're going to be doing is we have the 6th pick, and it's a 12-team, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a flex, and a tight end, kicker, and a defense, and 6 bench.
6 bench.
So we're going to start our mock draft, and up first we had Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Le'Veon Bell, Beckham, and Todd Gurley, and we have the 6th pick. So Eli, this is who we can choose from. What that they recommend: Davey Johnson, Rob Gronkowski, DeAndre Hopkins, or Zeke Elliott. Who would you want to go with?
I think we should go DeAndre Hopkins, but some people a lot of people like David Johnson this year, and people like to take Rob Gronk early, but I don't think that's very smart drafting because you can get someone. I think you can get someone better than Gronk.
Well, Gronk's the best tight end, but you can wait on your tight ends to get someone who's almost as equal.
Yeah.
To get a higher pick as a Hopkins, I think that's a better quality pick than Gronk. And Davey Johnson, I think it's way too early. I would even try to wait for the 2nd round for David Johnson. So let's go with DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Right, so we have him. So coming up, finishing up the 1st round, we had David Johnson, Gronk, Mike Evans, A.J. Green, Adrian Peterson, Zeke Elliott. And on the flip, Dez Bryant, Jamal Charles, Allen Robinson, Mark Ingram, Devontae Freeman, and Lamar Miller. So on the board, we have for our 2nd pick in the 2nd round, Jordy Nelson, Keenan Allen, Doug Martin, and Eddie Lacy.
I think Jordy Nelson would be a really good steal because I think he would go 1st round.
He easily could sneak in that 1st round, maybe instead of Zeke Elliott. And if you're worried about Dez Bryant's continual injury problems, sure, I like Jordy Nelson here. I would say maybe look at Eddie Lacy. I think Eddie is going to be doing good this year. I'd stay away from Keenan Allen. I just don't like him. And Doug Martin, I think you could maybe
He's not that reliable.
Doug Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's good. I just think that if we weren't doing a Draft Wizards, you may be able to wait until later in the 2nd round, maybe early 3rd round to get Doug. So I like Doug. I like Jordy Nelson because I like to draft wide receiver first.
And so there's no good. We can wait on the running backs because they're going to be good running backs.
Yeah, because I think now we're going to see some. I think we'll see another tight end go and maybe a quarterback, maybe like a what's his face, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
So who went? Keenan Allen, Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Julian Edelman, Eddie Lacy went 3rd round, Demaryius Thomas, Jordan Reed, another tight end, and Doug Martin. So I think now we need to get our running backs. So let's see who we have. So we have LaShawn McCoy, Matt Forte, C.J. Anderson, or Carlos Hyde is the top ones are top 4 available. So what do you think about those guys?
I think Matt Forte is the best option. I mean, I don't like C.J. Anderson. I don't like LaShawn McCoy, and Carlos Hyde should not be in the top 4.
Yeah, I think I did my rankings, my top 32 rankings of all the running backs, and I have Carlos Hyde last.
Of the starting running backs?
Oh, the starting running back. So I don't want him. C.J. Anderson, it's too early in the 3rd round. Matt Forte or LaShawn McCoy, I guess you have to break down their team. I mean, who has the better quarterback? Who has the better team around him? I personally would go LaShawn McCoy. They're both. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go Matt Forte because
Yeah, Matt Forte.
McCoy gets hurt a lot more than Forte.
And I wrote something about him. I forgot it. I'm gonna go. Oh, yeah, injuries. Yeah, he gets injured.
McCoy, right?
Yeah, McCoy.
Yeah. All right, so let's go with Matt Forte, our third pick running back.
First.
And then we got Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins, Jeremy Maclin,
T.Y. Hilton, Randall Cobb, Travis Kelce,
Tyler Eifert,
LaShawn
Greg Olsen, McCoy, Deion Lewis, Cam Newton. First quarterback in the 4th round. That's a little high, but it's Cam Newton, so you can take him. So now we have another choice. We can do another wide receiver to fill up our flexes or go with a running back.
Let's go with a running back.
Okay, so we got C.J. Anderson, Carlos Hyde, Latavius Murray, or Thomas Rolls. Well, we already said we don't want Anderson or Hyde, so we got to go with Latavius Murray or Rolls.
I think we should go Rolls because he's a number 1. And, they're both number 1s, but I think Rolls is going to do better because Latavius Murray, there's like 3 other guys that Derek Carr is going to pass to. And so they're going to be a passing team, but they will have to run the ball, but I just think we should go Rawls.
I like Rawls. The only thing is he is in the middle of an injury right now, and a lot of people are scared about that. I don't want Carlos Hyde. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
I do like C.J. Anderson here because he's a weak number 2, where Latavius Murray is a weak number 2 bench. So I guess it would come down to what Draft Wizard says, and Draft Wizard says C.J. Anderson's a 48% better chance at the draft. A draft pick here compared to Latavius Murray, but it's also personal preference.
Yeah.
And you can't always go by what the numbers say. It's personal preference. So I'm going to override you, Eli, and go with C.J. Anderson. Okay, and you can have the next override. All right.
Okay.
All right. So going into the 5th round, Golden Tate, Thomas Rawls, Hyde, Langford, Giovanni Bernard, Duke Johnson. No, I want a Duke.
No.
Quarterback Aaron Rodgers, Delaney Walker, DeMarco Murray, Doug Baldwin. So now let's go with a flex wide receiver because you can get the most points. Oh, we're doing a PPR league, so let's get the most points. So we have Eric.
Could we look at a quarterback or a tight end?
Yeah, let's see what they have first. Well, let's go running receivers first. We're right here. We got Eric Decker, Larry Fitzgerald, Jordan Matthews, or Emmanuel Sanders.
I think Fitzgerald is the best because I have him as a sleeper.
Okay.
Fitzgerald. I would go Fitzgerald, Sanders,
And
Decker, Matthews.
I don't like Matthews. All right, so the quarterbacks, like you said, it was Russell Wilson, Luck, Drew Brees, and Big Ben. I think it's too early to do Brees and Ben. We can get those guys maybe in the next round. I don't like Russell Wilson. I never have. He's a good player, but I don't want him on my fantasy team. And then Andrew Luck, he's coming off 2 major injuries from last year. So that's just kind of scary for me. So I think we should go back to, let's check out tight end. Let's see what they have to offer. Kobe Fleener.
We can get those guys
Yeah,
later.
we can get these guys in the next couple picks. So I think wide receiver is the best pick to go here.
Yeah, let's go Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald?
Yeah, Fitzgerald.
That sounds good to me. I like
Fitzgerald has a way better quarterback.
Yeah, even if Fitzpatrick comes back with the Jets or Geno Smith, Carson Palmer is way better. So let's go with Fitzgerald. Here we go. Some big names that came off the board.
Matthews.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews, Jordan Matthews, teammates. Eric Decker, Fleener, Kobe Fleener. We should have taken them.
No, we shouldn't
the quarterbacks went Andrew Luck, Wilson, Drew Brees, and Big Ben.
Big Ben.
All right, so we're going to go with our quarterback now. Now, here's the thing with quarterbacks. A lot of people don't like taking quarterbacks in the 6th round. We'll talk about this later in another podcast. When I'm drafting, I want to get my starting lineup done and over with because it's going to be the best players of the best players. Yeah. I don't want to be waiting for a maybe number 1 quarterback. I want a solid quarterback. I want a solid tight end. And obviously, your running backs and receivers, you want the best of the best that you can get. I don't want to be putting Torrey Smith in as my number 2 wide receiver.
No.
So let's go with a solid quarterback right now. I think the solid quarterback is either Carson Palmer or Eli Manning. Tom Brady's there. I guess we could go Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's still there in the 6th round. I think that's a good steal.
You want to go Tom Brady?
Yeah, because Some people are scared that he had a what's it called?
He's got that 4-game suspension, possibly.
Suspension, yeah. But I'm not scared of it. I mean, what reason is there to be scared? It's only 4 games.
First 4 games, and if you pick up a solid backup, you can cover those 4 games and not have to worry about it. So you want Tom Brady?
Yep, Tom Brady over.
Sounds good to me. I like that. Palmer went. Sanders left. David Carr, Eli Manning left. So let's pick up our tight ends now. Oh, Zach Ertz left.
That's fine.
So the 7th round pick for our tight end, we got Julius Thomas, Antonio Gates that you don't like, Eric Ebron I don't like, and Martellus Bennett. So I think Julius Thomas will probably be the best tight end.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or do you want to wait one more and see what we have at running back?
Yeah, let's
get on the bench.
Jonathan Stewart,
Matt Jones, Jeremy Hill, and Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi, people like Jay Ajayi this year. No, he is not going to be good. He is not going to be as good as people like him. So, my words are don't draft him unless he has the absolute best running back.
So it's either Stewart or Matt Jones. I like Matt Jones a lot. I know you like Stewart a lot. I overrid you last time, so if you want to take Stewart this time, we can do that. Or we can go back to the tight end and get
Zach Miller.
I
saw Zach Miller though.
Yeah, Zach Miller's too early though. I mean, he's all the way down to number 18. I rather have Julius Jones than Zach Miller.
Julius Thomas,
yeah. Julius Thomas or Jonathan Stewart, your pick.
Jonathan Stewart.
Here we go.
He's going to get more touchdowns.
So we got our first bench player. Then there goes Julius Thomas. We just lost our tight end.
So we can get Zach Miller now.
We can get Zach Miller now. So because of that, though, so let's just wait on Zach Miller. He's not quite there yet. And there's already been 11 tight ends picked, so we only need one more tight end to go. So let's go fill up the rest of our roster then. Let's go wide receiver. We got Tyler Lockett, Deshaun Jackson, the rookie Corey Coleman, and Kevin White. I like in this group Tyler Lockett. We talked about that, and Kevin White.
I'd go White, Coleman, Lockett, Jackson. But I like White this year.
Kevin White?
Yeah.
I think we can wait on White and get Lockett, and here's why. We have our bet from last week, Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett, who's going to have more fantasy points. And we decided whoever has the most fantasy points, we're going to do a candy bar bet. Doug Baldwin wins. He gets a candy bar. Tyler Lockett wins. I get the candy bar. We're also going to be doing
Derek Carr and RG3.
RG3. So we got 2 candy bars on the line. Who has better fantasy points? So back to the draft in the 8th round, we're going to go with Tyler Lockett, wide receiver. So I think we can wait one more round to get Kevin White. So Tyler Lockett it is.
Yeah.
So we got Charles Sims, which is a good handcuff.
There goes Kevin White.
Oh, well, you know.
Sterling Shepard.
You win some, you lose some, I guess. Well, let's go back to tight end. See where we have a tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, no tight ends were left or went, so we can wait on tight end. So we got running backs, Biola Powell. We can't pronounce his name. We don't want him. C.J. Prowse, Isaiah Crowell, or Tavon Coleman. Not really solid running backs.
I like Coleman.
You like Coleman?
Because he was the number 1 last year.
Yep.
Except he got injured, and he's now the number 2. But I think he can, if he shows his stuff as a number 2, I think he'll become the number 1, and he'll be good. He'll do some.
He's going to do some damage. He's going to do some damage. I think you're right with that. But I think we should go with another wide receiver because those running backs were a little weak.
We have Deshaun Jackson, Corey Coleman, Willie Snead, and Sterling Shepard. I like Sterling Shepard. I think he's a sleeper. He's going to be really good because he has Eli Manning throwing the ball. I mean, you can never go wrong if Eli Manning is throwing the ball to you.
That's right, you can't. But I think that's a little early for Shepard. I mean, it is a steal, it is a sleeper. But I think to get the max amount of points, he's the number 2 receiver. Well, Willie Snead's the number 2. Coleman's going to be the number 1. But Deshaun Jackson is the number 1 in Washington. And then we can throw in the ball a lot. And he likes to go deep. He's going to get 7 to 8 80-yard touchdown bombs.
Except look at this. Who does Deshaun Jackson have as a quarterback? And who does Willie Snead and Sterling Shepard
Yeah,
has
that's cool.
a quarterback
That's right. They're all you got Drew Brees, Eli, and
versus RG3 and
yeah.
Cousins.
So I think the best option would be Willie Snead then, because he's the better quarterback. Drew Brees.
No, I like Eli better.
You like Eli over? All right, so we're gonna go with Sterling Shepard.
Mhm.
All right. So we'll see what happens. Sean Jackson left. Derrick Henry left. Coleman left.
Ha!
Oh,
Snead
Snead left. All of them left. It just all depends on what order you wanted to take them at. So
Yeah.
let's go with. Let's look at tight ends again. We still need a tight end. And
Zach Miller's in the top 4.
Zach Miller's in the top 4 now. It said it's a little early for him, but you know what? We like him. We're gonna take him.
He's a sleeper.
Yeah, he's a sleeper. But before we take him, let's look at running backs real quick to see if there's anyone that we really, really like.
Not really.
Tavon Coleman, Derek McFadden, which actually Derek McFadden said that he didn't break his elbow by
Still injured.
catching his phone. He broke his elbow by slipping on wet cement.
Ah,
Yeah, right. Darren Sproles and LeGarrette Blount. I don't like any of those guys, so let's get our tight end
Zach Miller's
to
a
fill up-
sleeper.
to fill up our starting lineups. And Zach Miller is coming to our team.
Welcome to the team, Miller.
That's right.
That's
now,
for you, DP.
That's right. So let's go to our running backs. Let's get one more solid running back. McFadden, Darren Sproles, LeGarrette Blount, and Jerick McKinnon.
ESPN has McKinnon as a handcuff, but I don't think Adrian Peterson will go down.
No, not really. I like LeGarrette Blount. Let's go with Blount.
Yeah, Blount.
He's going to get a lot of touchdowns. He's not going to get yards, but he's going to scoop up a lot of touchdowns throughout the year. So Blount,
Yeah.
filling out our bench. We have 2 more benches, kicker, defense, and we can get into them in a few minutes. So some big names that left was Darren Sproles, McFadden left,
Wheaton
Tavon
left.
Austin, Charles Clay, tight end. I know you kind of like him as a sleeper this year.
Well, actually, I changed my mind about him. I think he is gonna do good, but I would only put him as a backup tight end.
Backup tight end. And actually,
Yeah.
because we mentioned Charles Clay and Sammy Watkins from the Buffalo Bills, that means we have to mention our
Very first sponsor, which is GJP.
in Oswego, New York. Go over and check out Larry and the crew Go check out Larry and the crew over in the JCPenney Plaza at Gino and Joe's in Oswego. They have the best pizza, the best wings in town. The salads are excellent. You can get anything from a buffalo chicken salad to a chicken Caesar salad.
Yum.
Today's going to be salad talk. We're talking salad today at GJP in Oswego. So go over there, get your orders in early. Today's Friday, so get your chicken fried fish, get your fried fish meal. And you can call them at 207-1000. Check them out on Facebook at GJP Oswego. And you can email them at gjposwego@gmail.com.
Guaranteed satisfaction.
Yeah, they made up a new word, satisfaction. Well, I think we know what you meant. So back to the mock draft. We're in the 12th round, and we're going to look at. We have 2 more bench players to fill up. So I think we should just take the best option. I think wide receiver would probably be that best option. Kamar Aiken, a lot of people are starting to get on his bandwagon. They really like him a lot. They think he's going to be the number 1 in Baltimore. Travis Benjamin, San Diego, I don't really like him. Vincent Jackson, you don't like him.
He's a bust.
He's going to be a bust this year. And
They have Mike Evans.
Kendall White from
I don't
Tennessee. So Kamar Aiken for the wide receiver. Let's see what they have at running backs. James White, Chris Thompson, Kenyon Drake, and McKinnon. Let's see tight ends. You never know.
Yeah.
Jordan Camry, Ben Watson, Jared Cook, and Clive Walford.
No.
Clive Walford.
Actually, he's going to be good since he has DC. Derek Carr throwing to him.
Do you want to try to get our backup quarterback now?
Yeah.
Tony Romo.
Let's try.
All right, we got Romo, Andy Dalton, Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins.
No.
Cousins.
No, we're going Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton?
Yes.
That's not a bad pick. But if Romo wasn't so hurt, I'd go with Romo. But I like Andy Dalton. So let's go with Andy.
Over Kirk Cousins.
I know. I like Kirk Cousins.
Yes. Andy Dalton over Kirk Cousins.
All right. Andy Dalton it is to play the first 4 games of this season because Tom Brady is suspended.
Except, here, listen to this.
I'm listening.
The Andy Dalton's bye week is the same as Tom Brady's, but when we draft, we just get me and Tyler both just get the best players. We can worry about bye weeks later in the season. Try and trade, pick up someone from the waiver wise.
Yep.
And wires. And then Andy Dalton and Tom Brady both have bye week number 9, so you have some time to look at some guys on the free agent wire and see
who you can pick up.
And
that's the thing.
Who's getting good, who's getting not so good.
Exactly, and I think you said it. As far as drafting, you just draft the best players, and if they all have the bye weeks, I'm just looking at the team now. We have pretty much half our starting lineups are week 9 buys or week 11. But you know what? That's 2 guaranteed losses, and I would rather take 2 losses than 7 losses because you're playing around with your bye weeks.
Yeah.
So, and then we have down to our last pick on our bench. We're gonna drop that guy anyways, so we can pick up that. Well, actually, by the time week 5 comes around, we won't even have Andy Dalton anymore because he's already played the 4 games that we need him, and we keep Tom Brady. So
yeah,
we don't need him for by week 9. But our last pick on the bench, we're gonna go with a wide receiver who most likely we're gonna drop. But 2 guys I really like because they're gonna be sleepers and they're both rookies. Is Michael Thomas, wide receiver for New Orleans, and
he's gonna be great. I think he's gonna do really good.
Yeah, he's at number 3 right now, but there's talk that he's taking over the number 2 from Willie Snead. So keep an eye out for Michael Thomas from the Saints and Josh Doctson from the Washington Redskins. He's the number 3 right now between after Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon. I just like his name, Garçon. But
yeah.
Watch Josh Doctson. He's going to be a sleeper this year. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. So I guess it comes down to, again, who has the better quarterback.
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas has Drew Brees. So let's go with Michael Thomas for our last bench player.
And now we're doing the kicker.
Going on to kickers. Let's see who went. C.J. Spiller, Alfred Morris, Kamar Aiken that we talked about. Tony Romo left.
Ha.
One thing we do with our drafts is we draft kickers and defenses last. Yeah. My theory is I want to draft my kicker first because you can get a better kicker than a defense. But for me, when I'm playing throughout the season,
we just switch our defenses every week.
Unless I can get a stud kicker like Jakowski here that we're going to get, or Mason Crosby, I'm going to switch my kicker out depending on whoever they're playing. Like if the Seahawks are playing the Browns, I'm going to try to get the Seattle kicker. So we're going to go with Jakowski right now.
Steven Hajaka is the Seattle kicker.
Is it? No. Oh, yeah. And then
I like Steven Hajaka's name.
All right, so who do we get for kicker, though?
We got Steph Gronkowski.
Yeah, from the Patriots. That's the best kicker in the league. Now, when it comes to defenses, same thing. Unless you get one of the top 3 or 4 defenses like Seattle, Arizona.
Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona's got a pretty good defense this year. Seattle, Denver, or the Texans, or maybe Carolina.
Texans
just rotate your defenses. Match up Green Bay versus the Lions. You're going to get a ton of points. Or the Green Bay versus the Dolphins. You're going to get a ton of points because the Dolphins' offense is pretty weak.
Yeah.
So for this, we have the Bills, Packers, Dolphins, or Pittsburgh.
I like Pittsburgh this year because they have a good offense. They have a good defense, so they won't be their defense won't be on the field too much. But same thing with the Packers. They have a good defense, but they also have a good offense, so they'll be on and off the field.
Okay. I like the Bills defense. I don't like the Bills offense. The Bills defense is going to be great this year. They're stockpiling some players. They're going to be a good group of guys this year. However, if the offense can't move the ball, they're going to be 3 and out. And we're going to be punting a lot, which means the defense is going to be super tired, especially come to the end of the 4th quarter, and they're just not going to be there. Though their defense is great, but you can't be great if you don't have any legs, and you're going to be super tired. So right now, I think we're going to come down to the Packers or the Steelers.
Because Dolphins, they're just
they're the Dolphins. So I think to satisfy you and the Steelers, I'm okay with the Steelers. Let's draft the Steelers.
Yay!
And that concludes the draft. And we got a draft grade of a C-, 72 out of 100. However,
I would have given us a B
I
minus.
I think it's a pretty good team. And here's the thing: don't worry about your draft grades because Yahoo will give you a draft or ESPN gives you a draft grade. It's not so much based on the grade. I've seen teams win when they got a D. I've seen teams lose when they got an A's. It all depends on
Whoa.
it all depends on who you like, who's available. Here's our starting lineup: Tom Brady, Matt Forte, C.J. Anderson, little weak.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, Jordy Nelson, Zach Miller, little weak. I mean, we waited a little bit, but we also got a pretty good, decent bench. Larry Fitzgerald is a flex. Pittsburgh, Jakowski is a kicker, and our bench is Jonathan Stewart, Tyler Lockett, Sterling Shepard. We took a little early, but we like him. LeGarrette Blount. There wasn't really any more good running backs. We had to reach for him. Quarterback Andy Dalton to do the first 4 weeks, and Michael Thomas, wide receiver. So, yeah, we got the C minus, but I think they're going to put up numbers. Hopkins is going to put up a cajillion catches and yards. Same with Jordy Nelson. My only concern would be C.J. Anderson, but you know what? Let's say he gets hot a little bit and team him up with Tyler Lockett. You can trade for him. Trade C.J. Anderson, Tyler Lockett for maybe like you could probably steal someone like a I don't know. Who can we steal? Like a David Johnson because I need wide receiver help or something.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can steal that, that'd be a great steal for a trade. And there are people out there who make silly trades like that, so go for it.
Yeah, we got a trade where we drafted Andrew Luck last year, and we traded with someone else who had Tom Brady. I mean, I wouldn't trade Tom Brady for Andrew Luck.
No, definitely not. When the thing was, they both were getting hurt. They both got hurt almost the same time. And so,
yeah.
But Tom Brady came back and Andrew Luck didn't, so that was a great steal. So we stole that. So that's our mock draft. Once again, like we said, we use draftwizards.com. It's a great website to do mock drafts. It's quick, it's easy. And if you want to get a high grade, like this is all I draft now, mock drafts between that and Yahoo. If you want to get a high grade, sure, pick all the high percentage picks and you'll get an A+. But they're not going to be a good team. It may be a good team, but most likely you're going to end up with Marcus Mariota as a backup compared to Andy Dalton. I'd rather have Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
So, do draft wizards. Once again, the only thing is they don't have the human element of a kicker going in the 8th round or someone picking Ezekiel Elliott with the 3rd pick. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but it's quick, it's easy. All the other podcasts I listen to, that's all they use because it's so fast and it breaks it down so easy for you guys.
It was longer than usual because we were breaking down all the players for you guys.
Yeah, you can easily speed through and get a mock draft done in less than 5 minutes.
And then there's this one button. It's revert pick.
Yeah.
And it gets you back to the pick, but it gets you to the pick before.
Yeah, in case you mess up, in case you didn't really
your last pick.
Yeah, in case you didn't really like to take C.J. Anderson, instead you wanted to take LeSean McCoy to see what the rest of the draft looks like. Now, obviously, you can't do that in a real draft, but that's why you mock draft, to see your best options. And that's why I love to mock draft. I've already done probably 45, 50 mock drafts. You're probably up to 30, 35 mock drafts. It's probably the best part of the season because you get to, maybe the real draft. I like the real draft.
Yeah, the real draft it's real and it's real.
Fun. Yeah, it's real and fun. Yeah. So with that, I think we're going to wrap up early today because we really want to sit here and ramble on. Next week, we're going to be doing our top 10 quarterbacks.
Top 10 QBs.
Along with a sleeper, a bust, and a boomer. We're going to call them boomers. You want to call them boomers? No, we call them
blow-ups.
Blow-ups. As in they're going to outperform their stats. If we do a quick example, my blow-up quarterback is going to be Eli Manning.
I'm not sure who my blow-up quarterback is, but I'm thinking about it.
He's thinking about it. So that's what we're going to do next week, top 10 quarterbacks. Along with, on our Facebook page, we'll have our top 32 starting quarterback lineups for you. The top 32 starting lineups. We'll rank them, put them in order for you guys. You can check that on our Facebook. You can check out this podcast on YouTube. Just type in Tyler and Eli's Fantasy Football Tips. You can check it out on Facebook by going to our Facebook page at Tyler and Eli's Fantasy Football Tips. Check it out on our Twitter page at Tyler Boloski. And you can always email us your questions, comments, concerns about your league, concerns about your team, and just overall feedback from our podcast would be great. Email us at
Tyler and Eli fftips@gmail.com.
gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our sponsor, GJP and Oswego, to get the best pizza, wings, and salads, since we're talking salads today, over in the JCPenney Plaza, and check them out. And you can also email them at gjposwego@gmail.com, along with their Facebook page, GJP Oswego.
Again, GJP is guaranteed satisfaction.
Satisfaction. I like that word. Maybe that'd be our team name this year. Satisfaction.
We already have 2 team names because we're in 2 leagues.
That's right, but we won't reveal them until later. No. So that's going to wrap it up for this. Any last comments?
No, not really.
Not again? 2 weeks in a row, no comments?
No.
All right. So until next week, I am Tyler Belaski.
This is Eli Belaski.
See ya.
Bye.